I've never really had to.
100%.
I've never really had to think about religion though. It's like been almost spoon-fed to us, but like.
But you never sat down and thought.
But I never like. I'm always like, I'm not gonna die. And then for whatever reason, when I met him, I was just like, oh, I'm gonna start thinking about it now.
That's a dark thing.
No, it's not, because it's actually really interesting, man.
It is, yeah.
Genuinely.
That's why I
like,
don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm very fascinated if you have.
Okay, so definition of spirituality. So I might say a lot of heresy. A lot. But
Hearsay, is it? Or what?
heresy.
What does that mean again, actually?
So heresy is, that's not easy to define, but it's pretty much you are not
Factual?
saying the correct definition as per the scriptures. Whereas you're deviating from the standards. That's it. It's a deviation from the standards. And actually really important because it's like if you do engineering you realize that, or maybe I'd say even in psychology, if you deviate from what is standard, you're actually breaching a rule that could impact some lives.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that is core. And movements like Protestantism do breach standards. And that's why we consider them extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
For society in general.
Yeah.
So, definition of spirituality. So that's why I kind of interrupted you, but you said I really like the keyword exploration. It is a form of exploration. It is an exploration of meaning. It is the answers to the why, because scientifically, anything that you can get with numbers, and in my teenage years, I was thinking that anything in the world is just a chemical reaction, and anything in the universe can be explained with maths. Anything.
Yeah.
And I think I was very, very naive to think that, until you go through things like love, relationships, grief, things that maths cannot explain, interconnections with other humans, and then you start to think, okay, I'm just like you said, I am doing this action, so you can explain how, and science explains everything how it works, and all the numbers they explain how, but they never explain why. Why you're doing that. And I think spirituality is the own research to the why. Okay? And religion, and now that is my own maybe heretical definition, is the interconnection between your spirituality and your culture.
Religion is?
The connection of your spirituality and your culture. That's how I understand it.
Yeah.
So your territorial, geographical, ancestral history mixed in with the morals. My definition of morals is your distinction between good and evil. This is what defines your morals. So this element mixed in with your historical, even subconscious knowledge. Now this is Jung, if you read him.
Yeah, I do.
Carl Jung, he believes that, and he explains that there is a subconscious knowledge that it has been shared and constructed over the generations, and is and interconnects people, and you think things that have not been taught to you.
Yeah.
However you think them because your ancestors have, and you have been raised upon them.
Yeah.
And I think all of this then creates your religion.
I have something interesting actually.
Please.
Yeah. And this is to come back to the conversation that we said earlier, and I said it already, but I don't know if you agree with it. But an interesting thing would be like, because me and him talked about what happens when you die.
Yeah.
For pretty much like 20 minutes before we came in here.
I'd love to have Oshin's opinion on that as well.
What you just said there about the accumulation of information over time, and I was like, I said it briefly, and I'm going to come back to it. whether or not you believe it, an interesting interpretation of what you just said would be, what if the previous generations of your life, right? So like your father and his grandfather and his grandfather, what if their soul is accumulated and it's like gathered and put into your body, and it's like the information that they've learned and the things that they've experienced are put into your soul.
It's transmitted.
So what's that now? What is that?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know what that is.
Is that spirituality?
I don't know. We're just fucking.
The reason why I'm asking, right, is that I actually agree with every single one of you.
It's just a thing. It's like, what if that is an answer? What if that is a...
Between spirituality and religion, I don't have an answer, by the way. I don't have a definition.
Okay.
I can't.
He doesn't.
No,
I don't.
No, I actually can't give you one. Is what
There
I'm saying.
isn't one.
No, but even for yourselves.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm on about
You cannot
myself,
formulate
I actually
it.
can't formulate one.
Okay.
And the reason why is because I actually thought every single one of you had great, as in really kind of touching on stuff. Thought the two of you touched on it really well. But my thing is, it's the why of what? Is it morality? Is it existentialism? What is spirituality? It's the exploration of something.
It's just
exploration of
exploration.
why and meaning.
Yeah.
But the meaning of what? Because you're almost touching into philosophy, and it becomes it's too broad. In my head,
You are exploring the meaning of what? It is that exploration.
and I'm like, it's spiritual.
Of everything.
Is that not the question everybody's asking?
No, but what I'm trying to get at,
You
sorry.
missed what he said.
So my thought process, and I can't formulate my own individual one because I'm maybe not right here, right now, and maybe I don't have enough research on it. To be honest, probably not enough research in it. But it's your distinction of religion, culturalism, organization is probably more brash, but it's actually the same thing. It's kind of, but it's
Yeah, but it's not in terms of control, though.
No, I get that's what I'm saying.
That's the
It's more
Marxist
brash,
point,
yeah,
which
yeah.
I think is completely
it's
wrong.
just, it has you're coming at a different lens, and you're coming at Marxism pretty much. But I do actually believe that you're in your own different ways. You're coming at the same thing, right? But totally different in one respect. It's the spirituality part. It's the exploration of the meaning of why, but the meaning of why of what, and it's that part that part that is not that there's no answer to yet. In my
never
head.
any.
But there's like to me there
what
should
not
be
the meaning of life?
because spirituality now in this instance is philosophy, is philosophical, is philosophy now spirituality.
But is that what not
Okay,
a definite question? Like the meaning of life? Why is
Is
everything?
so is it the why of life?
But it's like the meaning
Of everything.
Yeah,
Of
everything.
so
Every
or
question,
maybe
Why of life
maybe
is
you
something more than like
maybe you don't have put the element of irrationality into it. It's not the rational why.
yeah no I agree with that. I need to know as in because like the why of life to me while it bounds into the life of business and economics and stuff like that, if that's not spirituality in my eyes, that's there needs to be something a little bit boxed in a package where it has dispute and it has personal take. The why of life even has more of a definition than just the why.
But that's not the what though.
Yes, and that is what you're trying to
No,
explore.
I don't. It's not what, because what is kind of is the how part.
But I don't think there is an answer, ever.
Well, no, I think
There is, but it's not reachable.
It's still individual. I'm on about the definition. There should be more. It's missing the why element. The last part of the definitions I feel like is missing at the moment. For me, in my head, I believe that.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's attainable.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's not.
And that's the beauty of it, because you cannot reach
You're
it.
talking to an engineer of like, just I want an answer.
But I believe even life is better than just the why. The exploration of the meaning of why of life, I think, is more accurate than has been before yet.
There is
Why?
only two ways you'd ever be able to solve that.
Because
though.
it's
How can you?
the reason why I
But
think
how
that's
can you
even more-
base that off of the actual answer? Because you don't even know what the fucking answer is.
But first of all, I think it's because you're on about trying to create a definition, a working definition is what
Of
we're trying
what?
to create. We're trying to create a working definition of
Of-
spirituality. So if
Oh,
you're trying-
sorry, yeah,
So if you're
sorry.
trying to create a
Yeah.
working definition of spirituality, in science, if you're creating a working definition, it should be undisputable.
But you can never attain that.
That would never happen.
But here's the thing: in a scientific review of it, it has to be. Even spirituality has to be.
Okay. Then
But 2 seconds. The interpretation of spirituality to the individual is still itself. It's still within itself. But you need a full working definition.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to get at here is life is still a broad context. It's still to the individual. So when we talk about spirituality and religion being societal and spirituality being individual, life still speaks to the individual. So that's why in my head it's a bit better working definition so far than just why of anything.
But the only way you
I'm lost. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Life speaks to individual. What do you mean?
The exploration of meaning of the why, the exploration towards the why or the meaning of why in one's life is a better working definition than just leaving out, say, the exploration of the meaning of why. So what I'm trying to get at has that little bit extra lens of it's not just why of everything. So like the why we do the why I pay €5 to you is then say the why I pay €5 in Ireland for a pint than €4 in another country.
That's just commerce.
But that's the why.
But that is interesting.
No, that's the how. That's the how. Because economics, because this and this.
It's not a.
The why there would be, why do my consciousness decides to give more money to this person than the other?
Because it's not up to you.
It is.
It is.
It depends on the scenario, and that's not what he's saying.
But with the scenario, you have to be in a different place.
But I still think that's too broad. But there is the why and the how.
Okay, so spirituality.
That's the why of the economics or the how of the economics. The how. The
But
how
let's say I have.
Is the historical. The why is the economical theory. Which I still think is because the why is so largely broad, you can put it into any facet of life, or in any facet of any.
Let's
subject.
say Beth goes out tomorrow in the normal Irish attire. Why don't you flog her with rocks?
Attire.
Let's compare to another religion or something like that. You know, what's the difference between? So like she goes out in her normal Irish dress. Why don't we just beat her to death with rocks tomorrow? Which would be like the standard for Iran, well, not Iran, but like Middle Eastern Muslim
What
countries.
reason would you have to do that?
Religion, I suppose. Like,
What's your religious reason?
sorry,
What's your religious reason?
I don't know. I'm not
I
in
believe
that religion.
Women should.
I'm just playing
I
devil.
know you're being devil's advocate. I think we're gonna. I think maybe off the beaten track
Of what?
of
Religion, spirituality.
That is religion.
No.
That's extreme.
Not that I don't.
Yeah, but it's religion though.
Not that I don't want to answer the question. I think my point here is about when we ask about a definition, you need to create a working definition that's undisputable.
But the problem is the definition.
But like spirituality is so individualistic that we all have our own ways.
We
of
can't even
viewing
define it.
it. Yeah, but we should actually have a way that is
Defining the word.
defining what the word
Okay,
is.
okay, so
You
let's
could
break it
define
down.
you could define what it means to each person. 'Cause it basically
An exploration of the why.
Already here, right? Already I can tell straight away from even saying that in my own head, my definition has changed. Or well, it's an individual perspective or viewpoint on the exploration. So I've already changed my working definition to go, actually hang on a second, what we're saying here is every single person views spirituality differently.
Yeah.
So it already has to be, it's one's view. To me, in my eyes, it's already one's view now. I've changed my working definition. What I'm trying to say is, I keep working on this in my head, this definition to go. I keep going, hang on a second, it's just, you can dispute it, it shouldn't be disputable. Everyone should go, yeah, that is what it is.
Okay.
That's the working
However,
It should be exact and pinpoint and accurate.
However, before you say that it is individual, there's also an element that links everybody, because spirituality comes from the word spirit, which means soul. So if you're spiritual, it means that you believe in the existence of soul, and not everybody does. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
So if you believe in spirituality or believe that humans do have any form of spirituality, then they have a soul, which means that you already believe in the existence of life after death. That already implies a lot. That's already a form of faith and religion. Do you know what I mean?
That's interesting.
And therefore, you already actually eliminate in some sense the fact that it is personal, because it means that everybody and every human has a soul. And that their soul leaves after death.
So then I would add it to go into one's interpretation. It's still their interpretation.
I'd say if you want, as you said, a definite definition, that would already be the fact that every human being has a soul.
Yeah. And how
And
you
that there's life after death.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That already could be a definition of it.
You could?
Before even going to the fact that we all have our own perspective and own path and research.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So maybe not forget that element as well.
It's so individual.
Do
that's so
you
hard
believe
to
in the
define.
existence of soul?
Don't know.
Do you think there's a part of yourself that maths cannot explain, that just only chemical reactions cannot? I used to think that. I've changed my mind.
I think so. 100%.
Do you think there's maybe an irrational part of yourself that cannot be explained just through pure mathematical numbers?
No, and I think I can't. And my reason is personally as a psychologist is I look at it and go, there is science behind
Every single fact.
Yeah, we just don't know it.
Even love, even grief.
Yeah, the chemical reactions and
Okay, and why do these chemical reactions happen?
So yeah, that's a good point.
And then we go to the why, you know. And why do you still have these values that you don't even know why you actually have
But if
them,
you think about it
and
as-
or how come they have arrived to your mind?
If you think about it as the root of a tree, it goes in random directions. It keeps puzzling out left and right, loads of fucking different directions. Nobody can be the same. Like there's billions of different possible. If you go left and then you go left again, that's different than somebody going left and right. It's infinite. There's infinite possibility. I think that might be.
And the tree is a very religious symbol.
Yeah.
Very, very religious. One of my favorite quotes from the Bible is, "You recognize a tree by its fruit." So you produce what you have. Yeah, you. What is that again in English? You collect what you sowed, or like.
So, yeah, I think it is that, something like that.
You gather maybe what you sowed.
Yeah.
So it's and the tree, and that's a very deep, actually, philosophical metaphor in terms of transmission. So the tree, when it grows and it spreads into new branches, it's actually a metaphor of you having kids.
It's our phone, let's walk and talk.
And planting new seeds.
Yeah, I think there always is.
Des